Rosie Perez in Fearless. As a dancer, I'm wondering if we could talk about a possible parallel here. When you dance, you have to know where you're going, you have to know how to get there, and you have to be physically conditioned, of course. Now, are those three characteristics that I think define a good acting job as well? Being physically prepared, knowing where you're going.
It depends what kind of dancing you're doing. If it's a choreographed dance, yes, you have to be prepared in that way. If it's a freestyle dance and abstract, you just do what your body feels and how your body reacts to the music and how your body wants to interpret the emotion that you feel from the music.
So the moment takes priority over the end result. You don't know where you're going yet.
Yeah.
Now, have you had acting roles that fit both categories?
Yes.
You have a predetermined target as opposed to just moment by moment?
Well, to me, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I don't know what's the end result at times. And sometimes I know exactly what I'm gonna do. It really depends scene by scene how I take it. Some scenes I'm very much prepared for, some scenes I'm not. And I just say, well, let me just see what happens in the moment. And
Is there an example of that, of the moment in Fearless, a particular scene where they just let you take it minute by minute during the shooting? Or was it all calculated? Was it all prepared?
There's 3 scenes in particular that were not calculated or prepared. That is the scene with Isabella Rossellini.
When you go to visit her?
Yes. She shocked me.
Really?
She really did. I was totally reactive on her performance because it was just so strong. And Carla was still being pretty, not really to be outwardly with her emotion. And her line, "I'm sorry, what happened to your baby?" kind of caught me off guard the way she delivered it. I thought she was going to deliver it sarcastically. So whatever happened in that scene. What's difficult about that is that you have to repeat it. That spur of the moment thing, you have to repeat it, and you're like, oh God. So sometimes it works, and some, to your advantage. Another scene was trying to get back into the plane crash.
Right.
That was just, I winged it.
The scene that a lot of people are going to remember, of course, is when you see the baby. And there's a long take of you trying to get close to the child. Wow. Now there you have to be reactive too, I suppose, because the little baby is not going to be, there's no preconditioned movements there. You have to respond to that.
No, I disagree. That was really, of course you're going to have to see what happens with the baby, but the thing is that Peter Weir had that really predeterminedly in his mind. And he said, when you go over to the baby, I want you to do this, and I want you to do that, and then I need you to step, And I was like, okay, the thing that was great about it is that he didn't allow me to rehearse it. He said, let's shoot the rehearsal. And then that came from it, So, it was just kind of, and then once I shot the rehearsal, I knew what I needed to do, take after take, to repeat it.
With directors like Jim Jarmusch and Spike Lee and Peter Weir, for example, which among those were most sensitive to you as a performing musician and dancer? Which ones seem to want to exploit your sense of rhythm, your movement, things like that? In other words, did music ever play a part in any of the directors that you've worked with?
That's a great question. I would say that I don't know if they consciously appreciated my musical movement. I mean, Spike Lee used my musical and dance ability for the opening credits.
That's true, yeah.
But he didn't use it in my acting. He wasn't real supportive in the acting aspect. When it comes to Jim Jarmusch, that's very abstract. That was very like a freestyle dance.
I'll bet.
Rolling, oh! We had 2 hours So he's like, well, I think that's enough for me. How about you? I go, yeah, I want to go shopping. Okay, rehearsal canceled. Rosie wants to go shopping. So Giancarlo Esposito was going. I loved it. I can't wait to do another film with him. But Peter is very musical in his soul.
Indeed.
He carries music around him. He predetermined what the theme music was going to be for whatever scene. So it really blew your mind. It's like in Jeff Bridges' book of Fearless, his photographs, you can see in a couple of the photos where Peter's boombox is near him at all times. So he feels that playing emotions is like a concerto.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's just beautiful, and it's very rhythmic.
I can't help but feel that in a way that you'll continue to dance in all of your parts, in a way. Fair enough?
Well, thank you.
Rosie Perez. We're talking about Fearless. We've
Thank
just
you.
met. I've enjoyed it. We're here in Los Angeles. I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.